Mark Zielinski sits to my right, head coach of the Lady Raiders, who were eliminated in the state playoffs by Hightstown in the first round. And that's unofficial, by the way, because I'm a little bit off for South Brunswick. But Coach, I guess, 10 years with the girls basketball team, 12 as head coach of the football team from 2003 to 2014. Do you have I wouldn't call it a defining moment, but do you have a moment where you say, I'm proud that, whether it's football or basketball, I'm proud that we were able to do this, or I'm proud that we were able to do that?
I guess this is going to be a corny answer, but I'm proud that we were able to turn out young people who became men and women in our society who raise families and have great jobs and have had excellent relationships over the years. We're here on this night. Coach Brahini's coaching. The career, the long career is whenever it's going to end sometime soon. And you still have guys like Steve Senior, who's the assistant general manager of the Timberwolves, and Tim Howard and Dave McCracken, his FBI agent, and all kinds of guys. From over the years, and I see that with our young ladies and the young men from football too, and that's the thing that's the most important. I mean, it was a heck of a lot of fun doing whatever. I've been part of however many championship staffs, and those were fun years to have. But those are things on paper and the stats, and really it's the people that matter the most.
In terms of, do you feel like? Well, let me ask you, what do you have because this game has been pretty raucous from the start, with all the fouls being called and everything. Do you have a game that sticks out to you as it was just one of the wildest games you'd ever been a part of? Again, football or basketball. Yeah, any game that comes to mind where it just, the unexpected happened?
Well, I mean, the first state playoff Group 4 victory in school history was against Pennsauken out here on the football field, 36-33, and it was a back-and-forth game right there. They were incredibly talented. The next year they went undefeated all through the year and won the whole state championship and everything. So that was an incredibly exciting, day for us. A couple of other games, beating Carteret in the last minute when, they were a state champion that year, beating South Brunswick in the last minute on one of the Thanksgivings, winning our first 4 out of 7 Thanksgiving games against them, beating Muhammad Sanu, NFL player. 1997 boys basketball championship, coaching Tim Howard and John Sipod and David Stringer and all those guys, and Raheem Byram, of course. And we played 3 different NBA players that year. We beat 2 of them, won the county championship at Rutgers. Incredibly special moment. And then last year right here on this court, state playoff victory against Montgomery, where Niall McCargo goes 11 for 12 in the second half.
40 points.
40 points to break the school record. As far as being in the arena on the field, those are some of the moments that pop out. Beating Carteret twice to win 2 division championships in football as well. Guys like Aaron Hicks and Aaron Carter, Cornell Hunt, who eventually is in the Montclair State Football Hall of Fame, now because he's the second leading tackler in their school history after Sam Mills. These are some of the people and some of the events, and I could go on.
that's you got 4 minutes.
It's been a long time, and some great memories. We played Franklin here in boys. So I was Coach Brahini's assistant in '97 in the state semifinals, and it was the only time I think this gym has ever been sold out, as I remember. They turned away a couple hundred people, and it was so loud in here that we couldn't hear each other sitting next to each other on the bench that night. And there were just amazing athletes all over the floor. We went down early in the game and we came back and we won, earned our way into the final against Steinert and Dante Jones. But it was that's another one that pops out as well. Just lots of different times. The strangeness of COVID playing in here with no fans. We were division champs, 2 years ago with the girls, had the best record in the white division. And for much of the season, we didn't have anybody cheering us on at all.
Everybody was watching at home.
Yeah, and listening to you, Korbid.
maybe. But 54 wins with the football team, which is still second most next to Steve Lebro in the history of the football program. 126 wins for girls basketball, most in the history of the Lady Raiders. And you don't like to, you mentioned Coach Brahini and a lot of other people. You don't like to talk a lot about your own accomplishments, but when you sit back maybe a week from now, a couple of weeks from now, will you start to think, it was, I really was able to. You mentioned pouring into the young people and everything that you've taught them, and I guess that's the biggest part of it. But do you look back and say, a couple of weeks from now, say, I made a difference with a lot of people?
I would say, yeah. I mean, one of the best decisions I ever made was to come and work at North Brunswick Township High School. And the people that I've met over the years, the parents have been unbelievably good. People, when I first started, they said, don't live in the town where you work. And we kind of broke that rule because I trusted people in North Brunswick. And so my 4 kids all graduated from here. I mean, one of my most amazing memories is coaching my children, actually. And probably not for them because I often was tougher on them than I was on other people.
I'm
but
sure.
I mean, to have my son Matt Primavera, being our quarterback and having to run through that year, going to the state playoffs and everything when he was a senior, and he went 11-3 as a starter for us. That you can't replace that. And again, the family atmosphere and Coach Brahini welcoming into our family here, Coach Lebro, and then his own family at home, Coach Brahini, being like a brother to him and him being a mentor for me through the years, and all the people I've met, the Theokases, the Carters, those are things that, I am proud of what I've done within that system, but we all do it together, and I've been incredibly fortunate to be a part of that and to learn from our my fellow coaches and teachers, and to learn from our players too and their families and everything. So hey, listen, we're all we're all kind of maybe little specks in the universe, and the world's going to turn around, and there's going to be other people that come in place and do all that stuff. But I'm really happy with being here for all the time that I've been here, and I'm still going to be here, assistant principal, and I'm enjoying the job that I'm in. And I'll be watching athletics, but I won't be part of it, and that's gonna hurt. It's gonna make me sad because I love sports and I love what it does for everybody who's part of it.
I was going to ask real quick before we start the second half, what's next for Mark Zielinski?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, and I did get a chance to coach college football for a little while. I was at Kane University as a linebackers coach for 5 years, and that was incredible for me. I'm not going to shut the door on ever coaching again. Who knows what comes up in what circumstances and what context. But for right now, I'm going to concentrate on my role as an administrator here and the impact it has on young people and the way I work together with my fellow administrators and with our teachers and our counselors and and everybody who works so hard to make this place a difference maker for our young people and give them a chance to succeed in the future.
Mark Zielinski, again, head coach of the Lady Raiders for 10 seasons, football for 12. Coach, I've known you since 2004. It's been a pleasure, our working relationship over the years, and I can't thank you enough for helping me to do what I do, and best of success to you in your retirement and, whatever you decide to do.
And Korbid, I can't thank you enough on behalf of North Brunswick MBTHS for all that you do for our players and our families and make it the sporting events accessible to everybody, and to treat them like NFL and NBA players and people who are just worthy of that attention.
Well, compared to me, they're NFL and NBA players, so I'll gladly accept that. Coach, thank you, and best of success with everything. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Mark Zielinski.